7 seconds remaining. The Celtics are going to take a 2-0 lead in the finals. A smothering defense here in the fourth quarter.
So, the Boston Celtics shot 26% from three in this game, but it's not just that. They were also out-rebounded by the Dallas Mavericks. Jayson Tatum, yet again, even though he did stuff the stat sheet, at least playmaking-wise, struggled to get going offensively in this game. And, you guys, with a track record like this, most teams are typically gonna lose that game 9 times out of 10. Okay? But do you all want to know why Boston is up 2-0 in this series right now?
Holiday a 3. Bang! Jrue Holiday from downtown.
Well, it's definitely this guy that you are seeing on the screen right now.
Holiday to drive. White, three-pointer. Puts it in. Back-to-back threes.
And of course, this guy. Very arguably the best two-way backcourt that we have ever seen in the modern era of NBA basketball. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the stat lines in itself are one way to paint the picture of both Jrue Holiday and Derrick White's impact in these NBA finals thus far, and even specifically in just game 2. But honestly, I don't even think these numbers do either of these guys justice. I mean, sure, you can look to either of their insanely clutch shots down the stretch of this game. You can also point out the numerous ways in which they broke down the defense of Dallas all the way back to the beginning of the game. But where I feel we need to start this conversation is actually with what they continued to do on the opposite side of the ball.
Here's Irving. Washington drives. Blocked by White. Oh, what a block from Derrick White.
Now, before you comment, yes, this could have been called a foul in real time in this game. But still, I showed the play because it is essentially just the tip of the iceberg in terms of how these two have affected this entire series defensively. Now this is the shot chart of Kyrie Irving in game 2 of this series. Essentially just one made basket outside of 5 to 10 feet from the rim. And that shot was very early in this game, may I remind you.
Irving finds some room, nails the three-pointer. Kyrie Irving.
And immediately after that pick and roll separation that Kyrie got, yeah, I would say that he was in hell for the remaining 44 minutes of this game. Game 1, it was Jrue Holiday doing the majority of the heavy lifting, whereas in game 2, you genuinely could not have seen a better performance from Derrick White solely defending Kyrie Irving. Like, the clips and numbers you're seeing throughout this game, they are just ridiculous in itself, but this instance in the fourth quarter, it is the epitome of this backcourt. If you rewind prior to this point, Kyrie Irving is 1 for 6 in the second half going into this, okay? He cannot get anything going. Derrick White, as he's done all game, really.
Irving trying to get going against his former team. Step back, jump shot. Can't fall. Horford the rebound.
Forces a very difficult shot, and the same story continues. Fast forward to the very next possession, and Kyrie is looking to get going once again. He immediately notices the entire left side of the court clears in his favor. This time around, Jrue Holiday is the center of attention here.
Holiday stays right with him. Well, that's just great defense from Jrue Holiday. Doncic drives, throws it up. Bank shot won't go.
And well, what do you know? It's both of these guys forcing yet another frantic shot and lost possession by Dallas in the crunch time of this game. And trust me, you guys, there is plenty more that we could cover about this defense. Like, there's also them winning the turnover battle, the clutch time steals they continue to pile up. Hell, even them holding Dallas to yet another awful night from behind the arc. But the offense.
Holiday a 3. Bang! Jrue Holiday from downtown.
We gotta talk about that as well. Now guys, I've said this before and I am going to say it again. You will never find a guy in professional basketball that knows his role better than Jrue Holiday. Because I mean, you guys watched this game with me. This 26-point performance was almost entirely generated in an off-ball manner. Multiple times this game, you'd see Jrue Holiday typically spotting up on the outside and especially in the corner in half-court scenarios. Granted, Dallas's defense is great at both packing the paint and still being able to contest the perimeter. Jrue Holiday in the drive and kick game for Boston so far in this series, guys, I am not exaggerating. He has literally done zero wrong, okay?
Holiday inside, lays it up and in. He just finds the spot.
I mean, it's one thing with just his shooting splits on the tough finishes at the rim that we're seeing, but it's another in terms of his playmaking and ball control, where he has yet to commit a single turnover in this series. And again, it wasn't just him driving to the lane, because it was also his timely cuts to the rim when recognizing, say, double teams or open opportunities, or even him capitalizing the most of anyone on the Celtics off of Tatum's playmaking this game by, simply put, just recognizing defensive coverages and being in the right spot at the right time.
As Holiday banks into Holiday, making a living in the paint.
And yet again, while Mike Breen is providing us with the facts here in the sense that Jrue Holiday did live in the paint this game, the other side of this backcourt equation in Derrick White, he did the exact opposite. In fact, he's the only reason Boston even had a sliver of a threat from deep this game when you compare him to the rest of the team.
Holiday to drive, White, three-pointer, puts it in, back-to-back threes.
Yeah, those threes, I'd say they were timely with all things considered here. But yet another thing about these guys' offense is that more times than not, it is tying directly into their defense as well. And what exactly do I mean by this? Well, I mean transition offense, an area that specifically in game 2, if you notice, the pace of play in Boston might have seemed a little bit more ramped up than usual. Yeah, it was because of those 10 steals, most of them having to do with either Jrue or Derrick White.
Lost it, trying to get it back, throws it, but right to Brown. Brown goes right past Doncic and the slam.
Boston was just in the process of posting one of their best games of the season in this regard as well. And you guys, I mean, we all knew that the Celtics had more than one way of attacking teams, okay? That was obvious. But at this point, it's just a matter of if and how Dallas is going to try to counter everything we've seen in this series. And of course, that is where I need to hear what you guys have to think of it. So please let me know in the comments. What has surprised you the most from either game 1 or game 2 of this series so far? And I mean, at this point, you still got to let me know who is winning this series and in how many games. But once again, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate y'all more than anything, and I will see you guys in the next video.